Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk all things fandom on this channel. We talk about them in a positive way. If that's something that appeals to you, you know you've come to the right place. We're so happy to have you. Now, today is Terrifying Tuesday, and for a while now we've been talking about Scream 6, and pretty soon we'll be talking about Scream 7. But the movie we have to talk about today is a bit more of a wild card type of movie. It's a movie I didn't think would be a topic on this channel, but surprise, it is. And that is, today we're going to talk about a movie where a bear is actually addicted to coke and going around killing people. And how wild, how insane. Let's jump right into it. This is one of those movies I didn't have high hopes for, but was pleasantly surprised by. I see why this movie was very much talked about. The fact that this movie is based on an actual true story makes it all the more insane. Now, I know they exaggerated the story a little bit, at least I really hope they did, because the story that we're given is so wild and out there that it is just a load of fun to watch. And I'm there for it. And if they want to do a Cocaine Bear 2 or something like that, I now am down for this to be a franchise any way that they have to make it happen. So the plot is simple. A plane goes down and drops a bunch of cocaine, and this park ranger and this group of misfits must then go and find this bear. As this bear has found the cocaine, gotten hooked on cocaine, and has begun to attack people. And it is utterly insane. Because now you have this bear hooked on drugs who is going around killing people just to get more drugs and just to, just to sort of be a menace because they don't know what they're doing anymore. Drugs are bad, okay? And the movie uses the 80s commercials and other things, it plays into this whole thing of the utter insanity that it is, and for that reason, it's a lot of fun. Now, I've got to tell you, this bear does more cocaine than James Woods and Sean Young in the movie The Boost. The people going after this bear, they give off real Tucker and Dale versus Evil vibes in that they are so out there and funny to watch. And every scene with them is kind of a little bit more like it's slapstick comedy. And that does make it fun. It does make it something worthwhile to watch if you're laughing at just this insane level of stuff that you're seeing on the screen. And it plays well into this movie to have a bunch of comedy actors to do this. I really didn't think that that was going to be a wise decision on their part, but it actually proved to be a really good thing to have these comedy actors in these roles, because they sold the movie, I think, better than maybe a horror veteran possibly could have. There are some horror movies that try to do comedy that put a horror veteran in it and they sort of suffer from it. This movie doesn't have that same problem. The movie actually does pretty good for what it is. And this bear does more cocaine than Al Pacino and Scarface. This bear is just wild and out there, and the bear's funny to watch. Everything about this movie shouldn't work, and it works very well. The movie does what it does in all the right ways, and I was so pleasantly surprised watching it because I really, really didn't have high hopes. But people kept talking about it. And the more people kept talking about it, the more curiosity was sort of ready to kill the cat. And I wanted to go and see this movie. And this movie has some of the craziest kills I've seen in a horror movie in a long time. And of course it does, because you can't expect seriousness from a movie called Cocaine Bear. You just really can't. I mean, I suppose if they had wanted to make this a very serious movie, they could have, as it was ripped from the headlines. But I failed to see how that movie would have been more successful than this one that we got. This one works because it has these wild and crazy moments with people's legs getting ripped off, people getting shot, and all this stuff that's going on. All this stuff that shouldn't be going on is going on, and it's going on at this wild pace. So you find yourself laughing at things that you probably shouldn't be laughing at. And that's always something that makes a movie more fun. If you're laughing at things you know you probably shouldn't be laughing at, but you're okay with it, it makes it work. It makes everything worth it if you can take something that you know isn't supposed to make you laugh and you can't help but to laugh. And this movie does that time and time and time again. And the characters are funny. The actors are really hilarious in this movie. All of the performances are great. And I know I said earlier, I don't feel like they should have had serious actors due to the fact that this movie works so well with the comedic ones. And I maintain that now. I mean, this movie wouldn't have worked well if it hadn't been for the level of comedy that is presented to you. And the people performing it are doing an amazing job. Every member of the cast has their moment to shine. And there are some serious actors in the movie. There are some people in the movie that are a little bit more serious than others. And they're used in that way. They're not used for those funny moments. And that's what helps the movie along. So if you want that really intense couple of seconds, you get it in regard to some of these other characters that pop up that are played by more serious actors. It's going to be one of those types of films that you can watch over and over again and probably laugh just the same. Providing that you find it funny the first time. All film is subjective. If you are a fan of slapstick horror, where it's a little bit insane, funny, but yet it does have a level of gore to it, then this movie is probably for you. It's not as weird as seeing Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's not like you're watching the Bambi horror movie and how I expect that's going to be. This movie kind of is its own thing. And its own thing is a crazy taken from the headline event that they have spun into this horror movie that just lets you in on this roller coaster ride it's got going on. And it doesn't let up at any time. It's a load of fun for anyone who likes a little bit of slapstick comedy horror. And I actually give it 4 stars. It's very much worth watching. So if you have seen this movie, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Don't forget to share this video with all of your friends so they can be a part of the conversation as well. Make sure you're hitting that like button because it does help the channel and we appreciate it. And then while you're at it, Miko says that we need more subscribers. And you don't want to disappoint Miko. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video we do. And then friends, at the end of the day, I know it. You know it. And Miko knows it. Fandom is family.